Hey, y'all. On today's show, we're talking about HSAs. That's right. You heard me. Health Savings Accounts.
You are now tuned in to Mimosas and Massage, the podcast about health and wellness through the fingers of bodywork specialist Monique Lady Reese's Jenkins, a certified massage therapist in Northern California. Yes, let's get this party started. Hey.
Hey, y'all. I'm here. Let's get it started with some stretching. Yes. So, the stretch of the day is the downward dog. And if it sounds familiar, it's because this is a yogi favorite. Okay? So the pose focuses on hip and shoulder mobility while stretching your hamstrings, your lats, and your deltoids. Okay. Your lats, that's that Michael Phelps. That's that swimmer's muscle. When you see him doing that butterfly stroke, he's utilizing them lats. Okay. And, he's utilizing a lot more, but the lats are commonly known as the swimmer's muscle. And, the deltoids they give you that definition right above your biceps and triceps, okay? Right there on the side in the middle. They give you that definition when they're nice and toned, okay? And of course, if you don't know what your hamstrings are, yeah, I'm not really sure what to tell you on that one, but your hamstrings are gonna be the leg part be above your knee and underneath. Well, they go into your hamstrings go into your glutes, but okay, if that hopefully that helps so you know where these muscles are that you are stretching. So you're going to start in plank position with your shoulders directly over your wrist. You are going to push your hips up toward the ceiling to form a triangle with your body. You're going to keep your head down, okay, between your arms, and you're going to straighten your legs as much as possible. You want to reach your heels toward the ground and spread your fingers so your body weight is distributed evenly through the hands and feet. If you want to intensify this stretch and just really get a good quick little workout, you can continuously move between plank position and downward dog. So you're going to walk it out into plank and walk it back up into downward dog. And that is your stretch of the day. So now let's get into some Q&As. So, my first question is that I have here: what is your favorite topical pain relieving cream? And so my answer for that is BioFreeze. BioFreeze is if I could best describe it to you, it's like a medicated version of Icy Hot, or like the medical grade Icy Hot. Okay. If you're old school, it's the medical grade of Bengay. A lot of people like Tiger Balm. I like feeling more of the menthol properties, and that's one of the main ingredients in BioFreeze. So I like feeling it, because to me, if I'm feeling something, it says that it's working. And so BioFreeze, I recently seen BioFreeze in Walmart, probably about 6-7 months ago. So I'm not sure if that was something that they were just trying out, or if it was select Walmarts, or if it's something that they carry regularly. But it was something that I seen in Walmart years ago. You could not get that in Walmart, and it's still very selective as far as which, where they carry it, because it is more of a medical grade. So you can get it at most chiropractors, some physical therapists, and you can always buy it from me as well. I don't have it currently on the website, but if you email me, mimosaspa@outlook.com, I can definitely get it sent out for you and give you the price on that, depending on what size you want. Also, you can email me with any questions, comments, or concerns you have. If you want me to respond to your questions on air, make sure you specify that. Because some people may have, questions that they want a more personal answer to, and not necessarily their business put out on blast like that. So, mimosaspa@outlook.com, MIMOSASPA.outlook.com. That is the email where you can send all your questions, and I will respond to them. Now, I may not respond immediately, but I will respond to everything that is sent to me. I have one more question, and it goes into what we're talking about today, which is, what is an HSA? So I'm so glad you asked that question. And basically, an HSA is a health savings account. And let me give you the Wikipedia definition. Okay, a health savings account is a tax-advantaged medical savings account available to taxpayers in the United States who are enrolled in a high deductible health plan, HDHP. The funds contributed to an account are not subject to federal income tax at the time of deposit. Unlike a flex spending account, FSA, HSA funds roll over and accumulate year to year if they are not spent. HSAs are owned by the individual, which differentiates them from company-owned health reimbursement arrangements, HRAs, that are an alternate tax-deductible source of funds paired with either HDHPs, high deductible health plans, or standard health plans. So I had to emphasize that information because I really want to make sure that you guys got this. I have some essential oil for you today, and the essential oil for this month is grapefruit. Now, I'm going to give you the properties of grapefruit, and you'll have a better idea of what it is and what it does. So, this substance is a diuretic, it's a disinfectant, it's a stimulant, and an antidepressant. It's also an antiseptic and lymphatic, and a tonic. Okay? So stay tuned next week as I will give you the health benefits for grapefruit.
Yo, 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 what's up, world? What's up? This your boy Braylon, Mr. AKA, BKA, Flying Solo, co-host of one of the new, hottest, lit, urban podcast shows out there, Frat House Chronicles. Yo, you can check us out every Friday night, 9 p.m. Get that? 9 p.m. Come check us out. We also on Speaker, Stitcher Radio, Twitter, iTunes, and also SoundCloud and even YouTube. Our show is so fire and lit, you gotta check us out. Fuck with us.
Okay, so let's get into some of these wellness words of wisdom. So, your wellness quote for today is: health is a state of body, wellness is a state of being. And that comes from Jay Sanford. So just think about that and let that kind of melt in, sink in for a minute. Health is a state of body, and wellness is a state of being. I like that. I think that's going to be one of my new favorite quotes, because when you think about it, if your body is not healthy, then your mental state and everything else kind of shuts down. That's why your health is your wealth. But health is a state of body. It's a fact. Your health depends on how healthy you are. And wellness is a state of being. That's your consciousness. So I like that. That's a really good quote. Now, we were talking about health savings accounts. Okay, now you know what it is. And let me also give you this information about the health savings accounts. Okay. HSA funds may currently be used to pay for qualified medical expenses at any time without federal tax liability or penalty. Beginning in early 2011, over-the-counter medications cannot be paid with an HSA without a doctor's prescription. Withdrawals for non-medical expenses are treated very similarly to those in an individual retirement account, IRAs, in that they may provide tax advantages if taken out after retirement, and they incur penalties if taken earlier. The IRAs are the ones that provide the tax advantages after retirement, and they incur penalties if taken earlier, just to be clear. The HSAs do not do that. The accounts are consumer-driven. I'm sorry, the accounts are a component of consumer-driven healthcare. Proponents of HSAs believe that they are an important reform that will help reduce the growth of healthcare costs and increase the efficiency of the healthcare system. According to proponents, HSAs encourage saving for future health care expenses, allow the patients to receive needed care without a gatekeeper to determine what benefits are allowed, and make consumers more responsible for their own health care choices through the required high deductible health plan. Okay, so I just want to be clear with you guys that in order to have an HSA, a health savings account, you have to be enrolled in a high deductible health care plan. Okay, which means that your deductible is going to be high. Your copay is probably going to be more than what it would normally be if you didn't have this HSA component. Okay. How much more? It just kind of depends on the plan. Mine went up significant. Well, I mean, my healthcare cost went up significantly overall when Obamacare came into play. I'm not going to give my personal opinion. I mean, well, actually I am. There's definitely good intentions with the Obamacare, cover California, all that stuff. Really good intentions. I don't doubt that, knock that, anything. I think that was an excellent idea. I was just mad personally because my individual account, because I don't have dependents, went up significantly. And by significantly, I mean it doubled. So I went from paying $167 a month, and I don't go to the doctors that often. So I feel like I should be paying $167 a month. I don't utilize the services. I'm not utilizing the services. But it went up significant. It went up to like $300. Okay, so almost double. Okay, close enough to double for me. When you go from paying $167 a month to paying $300 a month, that's a huge increase. So anyways, my personal thoughts on that. I do think it was a great idea. I just wish it wouldn't have been at my expense personally. But opponents of HSAs say they may worsen rather than improve the healthcare in the United States because people may hold back the healthcare spending that would be covered, or may spend it unnecessarily just because it has accumulated to avoid the penalty taxes for withdrawing it. But people who have healthcare problems, that have predictable annual costs will avoid HSAs to have the cost paid by the insurance. There's also a debate about consumer satisfaction with these plans. Now, this is coming from Wikipedia regarding people who like the health savings accounts and people who are opposed to the health savings accounts, people who don't like them. Personally, like I said, I have a health savings account and I absolutely love mine, especially because my cost has went up significantly. And like I said, I still don't utilize my healthcare services that I have. I just don't like going to the doctor. It's not that I don't like going to the doctor, because my doctor is actually really cool, very cool. She's the only reason that I still have Kaiser, to be quite honest with you. But I don't like being all day at the doctor's, and I think that's my biggest issue with going to the doctor's, because it's an all day situation. And like, I can only see my doctor Monday through Friday. Okay, well, I work Monday through Friday, and it's not like she's available after hours, so I got to take off a whole day of work just to go in, and it's like going to the DMV for me. Okay, it's an all day situation. I don't care to be there. I do like my doctor, and I love when I do go in to see her, but I just don't like being there all day. Like, my appointment starts at 10. I don't get in to see her till 10:30, 10:45, 11 a.m., it's, a whole hour done went by. Then I gotta wait for her to come in. That's just the nurse taking me back. Then it's foolery, okay? So that's what I don't like about it. But I wouldn't change my doctor for this world. She's been with me for quite some time now, and like I said, I don't see her often. Maybe 2, sometimes 3 times a year, but that's about it. But then again, I'm not a sickly person. I'm relatively quite healthy. I go in for my regular checkups, and I love my HSA because I love my HSA because I can do other things with it. There's a bunch of different medical expenses that I can use my HSA for. So like, my insurance does not cover chiropractic care. Well, I can use the money that's in my HSA account. Okay? There's so many different things that I can do. Now with Kaiser, of course, I can use it for physical therapy, but of course I would have to have a reason. They have that chain of command thing in order to be able to go see, the experts that you need to see outside of your doctor. Now, you keep hearing me say qualified medical expenses. So let me give you what those are. The list is beyond ridiculous. And this is what I'm saying when I tell you that you're sleeping if you don't have a HSA account, because it really is beneficial. It's beneficial if you don't utilize and go to the doctors relatively often. Okay, that's when it's beneficial. If you're always at the doctors, if you really have health issues, it is beneficial, but it may not be worth the cost. Okay, they may not even out. But if you go into the doctor a couple times a year, you definitely should have a health savings account. So the eligible medical expenses may include acupuncture, alcoholism, the ambulance. Y'all know that ambulance is like a $1,500 ride every time you come. Now, if you have insurance, then it should be covered, but it's only going to be covered so many times. Annual physical exam, okay? Artificial limb, artificial teeth may be covered. Autoet, I'm not really sure what that is, so I'll have to find out and get back to y'all. Bandages, birth control pills, body scan, braille books and magazines, breast pumps and supplies, breast reconstruction surgery. Now, wait a minute. That was news to me. Okay. All right, we could keep going. I'm reading the list from the HSAcenter.com. So, that's news to me. Okay. Moving along. Capital expenses. A car. Okay, here's the thing. When it says car, as far as the medical expense, this would be like gas money to get to your medical appointment. Okay, it's not just for you to, spend this money freely. Chiropractor, we know that. Christian Science practitioner. Contact lenses, I'm aware of that. Crutches, dental treatments, you can definitely use this at the dentist as well. Diagnostic services, disabled dependent care expenses. That's a big one, okay? For all of you that may have elderly parents, or a disabled dependent. Drug addiction. Let me be clear, drug addiction, like rehab, and drug addiction, medication to rehab you off the drugs. It may be eligible for eye exam, eyeglasses, eye surgery, fertility enhancement. The medical expenses may include a guide dog or other service animal, a health institute, health maintenance organization, that's a HMO, hearing aids, home care, home improvements to your house so that your health improves. Okay. Hospital services, insurance premiums, intellectually and developmentally disabled special home, laboratory fees, lactation expenses, lead-based paint removal, which I was unaware of. But again, these are things that may be covered, okay, with your HSA. So don't just go spending the money in the account for all these things. Well, yeah, she said it was covered. No. These are things that may be covered. Some of the things that I know for a fact are covered are like the chiropractic care, the birth control pills, and like the acupuncture and the prescriptions that are prescribed by a doctor. Okay. What else? Let's see. They've got a whole list. There's really a lot of things that I wasn't even aware of, so I'm learning something new today too. That breast reconstruction surgery is very, very, very new to me. But yeah, lifetime care, okay, advance payments, long-term care, medical conferences, medical information plan, medicines, of course, nursing home, nursing services, the optometrist, organ donors, osteopath, oxygen, that's I'm almost positive that the oxygen is covered because that's a medical related expense. Prosthetics, psychiatric care, psychoanalysis, psychologist, special education, sterilization, stop smoking programs, surgery, therapy, transplants, and transportation, which goes back to, the car to, get to your medical appointments, and your therapy appointments, a vasectomy, vision correction surgery, weight loss program, wheelchair, and x-rays. So these are just some of the things that that you may be able to use that money in your HSA for. Ineligible medical expenses may include babysitting, childcare, nursing services for a normal, healthy baby, controlled substance, cosmetic surgery, which I guess, the breast reconstruction and the cosmetic surgery, that makes sense. So breast reconstruction is one thing, but cosmetic surgery is something else. So that's not covered. Dancing lessons, diaper service, electrolysis or hair removal, flex spending accounts, funeral expenses, future medical care. These are things that you can either reimburse yourself if you've already paid out of pocket with your HSA, or your current, like you're going to the doctor now and you're utilizing that HSA card. It can't be, oh, well, I'm going to the doctor next week and I'm going to take this money out of the account and then you cancel that appointment. That's not how that works. Hair transplant, in which transplants are included in stuff that may be eligible, but hair transplants is something that is probably ineligible. Health club dues, even though this is something to keep you healthy, you can't go pay your 24-hour fitness membership with your health savings account. Okay. Health coverage tax credits and household help, illegal operations and treatments. Yeah, you can't do anything that's not on the up and up. This has got to be stuff that is, everything has got to be able to be covered. I mean, everything has got to be able to be legit. Okay. Insurance premiums are probably not going to be covered by your HSA. Okay. Maternity clothes, medical savings accounts, MSAs. You can't use this account to pay for another account. That's like, it's like Robin Hood, robbing Peter to pay Paul. You can't do that. Medicines and drugs from other countries. Yeah, that's not going to be covered. Non-prescription drugs and medicines. Of course, that's not going to be covered. Nutritional supplements are probably not going to be covered either because these are not prescribed by a doctor. Personal use items, of course. Swim lessons, of course. Even though we talked about that swimmer's muscle, the lats, you cannot use this to pay for swim lessons. Teeth whitening may not be covered. Veterinary fees. Your animal is not a dependent. Although it may be a service animal, the veterinary fees are probably not going to be covered, in which case you would want to have, if you do have a service dog, you would definitely want to have the health insurance for that service dog, because those will reimburse you for those veterinary fees. And some weight loss programs may or may not be covered. Okay. So you just have to check with whatever weight loss program you are in. Just ask them, hey, do you guys accept HSA accounts? And they'll tell you whether or not they accept it. Some places you can use your HSAs because the HSA, they give you a debit card, and where you can find or where you can get these HSA accounts is at just about any bank that you bank at. Bank of America has them. Chase has them. Wells Fargo has them, but I believe they're with a third party now. But every major bank is probably going to have an HSA account that you can just go online and enroll in, or you can go in person to the bank and set up a HSA account. I want to say more so than anything, though, that's something that you have to do online, because they ask you the questions about, well, who is your healthcare provider, and so those are things that you need to just be kind of mindful of and be aware of as far as when you're signing up for these HSAs. Now, the one thing that I do like about it, because like I said, this can be a retirement tool. You could let this money sit in this account. Okay. You can really just let's say you do $50 every paycheck. Okay. Into your HSA accounts. Just let it roll over. And after a while, you'll have this money in your account. Mind you, this money is collecting interest because it is a savings account. It's not collecting a lot, but it is a savings account. You have the option to move this over into the stock market so you can gain even more or lose more if you don't know what you're doing. So make sure you make sure you get in touch with someone before you start investing. But you also have the option to just leave it and let it accumulate over time. If you have an IRA and then you also have a health savings account, when you get to retirement age, you can get all the money, out your IRA when it's time, right after retirement age. And then you can use that money for your household expenses. And then when you have to go to the doctor or when you have an ailment or a sickness or something like that, all this money has accumulated over the years for this health savings account. You can utilize that. And then you have two accounts where you're not pulling from your IRA money to cover your healthcare expenses because you already got that covered. That's so genius. And I'm telling you, while people are opposed to it because they think that people won't spend it right, they won't utilize it how they're supposed to utilize it, this is really a great tool to have, especially if you're a relatively healthy person and you're not going to the doctor like that. I promise you, this will be a bonus in your retirement years. One of my guys says, save now for later. I don't know if I got that quote right, but Tony Robbins is the one who says that. And it's save more now for later. Something like that. But it's very true. A lot of people have these health savings accounts. That's why they are an option, and they are just a really great tool to have and to utilize, and you can have this money direct deposited into your bank account, because guess what? You can go to whoever you bank with now and open up a HSA. More than likely, they're going to have an HSA component or HSA account that you can open up at whatever bank you bank at. 9 times out of 10, they will have this. Okay, because the majority of banks do have HSA accounts. Okay, so just so you know where to get your HSA started at. And it really is a great tool. I highly encourage people to have one. Even if you have a flex spending account, you can still have an HSA account. Okay, so I just want you to be aware of that. And let me tell you how much you can put in your HSA every year. So your HSA contribution limits, because you can't just go putting like $10,000 in these accounts and then saving that for retirement, and then the IRS can't touch it. That's not, there are limits on as far as how much you can put into these accounts. So as of 2017, okay, and it really does, it goes up slowly every year, but and maybe not every year, every other year or so. It kind of creeps up as the inflation rises and cost of living increases. these HSA accounts increase as well. So you can't save a whole lot of money, but you can save a significant amount, especially if you're doing this every year. And of course, the younger you start with these HSA accounts, the better, because the more you'll have in retirement if you don't use it, or in the event that something, some kind of tragedy happens, you have this money set aside. So HSA holders can save up to $3,400 a year for an individual, and $6,750 for a family. HSA holders 55 and older get to save an extra $1,000, which means $4,400 for an individual, and $7,750 for a family if you're 55 and older. And these contributions are 100% tax deductible from your gross income. And then your minimum annual deductibles are $1,300 for self only coverage, or $2,600 for family coverage, as far as your high deductible health plan. So your deductible with your healthcare plan has to be at least $1,300 if you're single, or $2,600 if you have a family. Annual out-of-pocket expenses, deductibles, co-payments, and other amounts, but not premiums, can't exceed $6,500 for self-only coverage, and about $1,300 for family coverage. Okay, so when you're looking at your healthcare plans, and open enrollment will be coming back around. So remember, I said this: get your HSA. This will be the numbers that you'll be looking at as far as the minimum, the deductibles. Okay, you want to make sure it's at least $1,300 if you're single, $2,600 if you have a family, and then your maximum out of pocket will be $6,500 if you're single, and $1,300 if you have a family. So those are things, and that's going to be on your healthcare plans when it is time to re-enroll, and you look at the deductibles and the out-of-pocket expense. These numbers will be there, and of course, again, you can contribute $3,400 a year. That's $3,400, and that's just you being single. So that's what I make sure I contribute every year, because I'm single and don't have no dependents, and it's a tax advantage. Hello, you definitely need to be up on it. If it's anything, I'm all for tax advantages. Anywhere I can cut my taxes in half, slice them down the middle, something, anything that's gonna give me a tax break, I'm all for it. And of course, if you have a family, your contribution limit is $6,750, so $6,750 if you have a family. And so the way that I do my health savings account is I take the contribution limit, I divide it by 26, because that's how many times I get paid in a year. I'm sorry, 26 is how many times I get paid in a year, because there's 52 weeks in a year, so half of that is 26. And so I divide it up by that 26. So 3,400 divided by 26, whatever that is, that's how much comes out of my paycheck, and directly into my HSA account. That way it's like clockwork. If I start a new job or something like that, then what I'll do is I will catch myself up to where whatever I'm doing, I make sure I put in this 3,400 every year. Because, and it wasn't 3,400 a few years ago, it was less than that. It was like 3,300. But I make sure whatever the limit is, whatever the max contribution, that's what I'm putting in there, because I need all my tax benefits every single time. Now, I'm all about indulgence and giving you, all the good stuff, along with, a little just help you relax and chill out and, enjoy life a little bit. I'm all about, everything in moderation. Okay? Even too much of a good thing is not healthy for you. Okay? And that's because you need moderation in your lifestyle and your daily living. So let me give you the mimosa of the day. So today's mimosa is a pink rose mimosa. Okay? And basically what that is it's not exactly a strawberry mimosa. Well, it's not exactly how I would make my strawberry mimosa. But basically it's 2 ounces of Andre Pink Moscato. It's 1 ounce of Andre Strawberry Moscato. 1 ounce of pink grapefruit juice, which of course grapefruit is our essential oil. And 1 sliced strawberry. Okay? You're going to fill half a champagne flute with Andre Pink Moscato. Add 1 ounce of Andre Strawberry Moscato. Top it off with 1 ounce of pink grapefruit juice. And gently stir and garnish with a slice of strawberry, if you really want to make things pop. Okay? And personally, I'm not a huge fan of Andre Champagne, but I'm gonna try this, and I must say, for me to not be a fan of Andre Champagne, even though it's a California champagne, that is very good. Also, one thing that I did do, so I gave you the recipe. You can go on andre-champagne.com, and I'll put the link up on my VIP page. But one thing that I did do was I added the strawberry Moscato on top. Okay. So I added the strawberry Moscato, but I did that after I put the grapefruit juice in there, because really with to really give it that buzz and that kick, you want to add, ideally it gives you more of a buzz if you add the champagne last, which the pink Moscato is the champagne in this case, but I added the strawberry Moscato last, just to give it a little bit more of a flavorful kick, because that grapefruit juice is strong. Okay, it's strong, guys. So so I just wanted to let you know that's what I did for this one. That's why mine is so good. Plus, I'm something like a mixologist around here, and my mimosas are amazing. I always, tinker and toy with them a little bit. I do like this recipe, and like I said, I will put the link up. This will also go into my recipe book, and you guys will be able to download this recipe on the website. If you go to mimosasandmassage.org/VIP, this will be up there a little later on this evening, and you will have that recipe if you would like to make it. Cheers to a good time. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in, rocking with me today. Go get that HSA account. Okay, and the thing is, you don't have to wait till open enroll. Well, you might have to wait till open enrollment to switch your plan. But if you're already enrolled in a high deductible healthcare plan, go open up that savings account and start putting money into that account today, okay? I will see you guys next time. Make sure you like us on Facebook, Mimosas and Massage. We're on iTunes and Google Play Music, so make sure you download, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a good day.